Hello and welcome back to the Karma Stories podcast. I'm Rob and I hope you are having a wonderful day today. Today I have a single story with update and a bunch of extras that I think you're really going to enjoy from the HOA subreddit. The Karma Stories podcast is published to all major podcasting platforms, and you can also read along on YouTube under our @Karma Stories podcast handle. If you have a story you'd like to submit to the podcast, you can do so by email at karmastoriespod@gmail.com. Alright, on to today's epic FHOA story. Let's jump right in. This one comes to us from Mo, the one and only, and is titled HOA Freaks Out Over Black SUVs at Birthday Party. The email I just received from my HOA. The people in the SUV were regular people who were my friends. This is just weird. Am I supposed to tell those people to rent a Prius the next time around? FYI, this was a very tame party. No loud music, about 6 vehicles in the driveway and 2 on the street, and everyone parked in a decent manner. Alright, here's the email. The subject is, concerning event during your recent birthday party. Dear OP, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to reach out regarding an incident that occurred over the weekend during your birthday party. A few of us in the community couldn't help but notice the arrival of 3 blacked out SUVs, which quite frankly startled and unsettled several of your neighbors. It's really concerning to see such vehicles showing up in our otherwise peaceful, family-oriented neighborhood, especially without any prior notice. As you can imagine, the sight of them raised a lot of questions and caused quite a bit of anxiety. Some residents even thought something more serious was happening. The whole situation was, quite honestly, alarming, and we have no idea how to react. We all understand celebrating special occasions, but in the future, we would appreciate it if you could let us know in advance about any unusual activity. It would certainly help ease the collective nerves of your neighbors who were left feeling quite uncomfortable by the presence of these vehicles. Please let us know if there's anything you can do to avoid similar concerns going forward. We trust you'll be considerate of the community's feelings moving forward. Best regards, Redacted, HOA Vice President. Okay, the comment section on this post is absolutely amazing, with so many suggestions of things that OP should do in response to their HOA. Let's jump through a few of them. One comes from Familiar Ant 4043 and says, tell them that security protocols prohibit you from advising them prior to having these friends visit. Then give them the phone number of the nearest Secret Service office and tell them to call if they have any questions. Think of the fun to be had. Another commenter called Outrage92 said, make out like it was some big deal celebrity or politician. Did you not see the chopper and snipers too? Another user called CBD230 said, okay, here's what you do. Get more friends, get everyone to dress in suits except one guy, maybe 2. Load them into the SUVs. Drive to the community like before. Everyone who looks the same quickly exits the vehicles. They look around, point at things. The ones that are different get out after and walk to the door. After they are in the home, everyone else quickly rushes into the home. One more commenter called Connect Hospital 270 says, can I use the word snowflake in this situation? Because I think it's apt. Just wow. How do you even live in society with this kind of mentality? OP responded to this one and said, I'm surprised people nowadays have enough time on their hands to be nosy like this. Alright, that's enough comments from the first part of this one, and I do highly recommend that you go to the post and read more of the comments because there were so many suggestions and they were wonderful, but we can't put them all in one video. Alright, for the update, OP received another email from the HOA president. It says, Dear OP, I'm reaching out after one of our HOA members brought to my attention the Reddit post about the email I sent regarding your birthday party. After reviewing the post and seeing the overwhelming response, I can completely understand why my original message was seen as alarmist, demeaning, and even offensive. I want to publicly apologize to you and anyone else who felt the same. That was never the intention, and I deeply regret how the email was worded. The feedback highlighting how my email was seen as inappropriate and offensive is completely understandable, and I sincerely apologize for that. Our community strives to be inclusive and welcoming, and I recognize that my message did not reflect those values. I also ask, in the interest of privacy, that you kindly refrain from revealing any personal information about our HOA members in your Reddit post, as that could lead to significant privacy issues for individuals in our community. We want to handle this situation responsibly and avoid any further complications. Moving forward, we are committed to fostering a respectful and inclusive neighborhood, and I appreciate your understanding as we work to make this right. Best regards, HOA President. OP commented their response to this email. It says, "It's hard to believe you'd be this cooperative and apologetic without the 6,000 Redditors who weighed in. Let this serve as a clear message to you and any other HOA leaders to stop with the nonsense. If even 1/100th of the people commenting here knew who you insufferable folks are, they'd troll you endlessly and make your so-called inclusive and welcoming neighborhoods a nightmare. Sincerely, a friend of the black SUV owners." Jumping down to the comments underneath this one, there's one from a user called Bad Peach, and it says, "Laugh out loud, your HOA is crapping themselves right now. They thought they could quietly intimidate you, like they do everyone else in the neighborhood. The original person that emailed you is currently crying fetal position, thinking about how they're about to be removed as president. You know sending out these insane emails, harassing the neighborhood, and spying on everyone is the only thing they are living for. What are they going to do now instead? They'll have to get a hobby." Another commenter called Mindeland said, "Assuming this isn't all a creative writing exercise and is actually real, they should be mortified at their busybody and intrusive behavior. That person got the smallest bit of power and turned into such a manipulative and controlling weirdo. Hopefully they take this as a true wake-up call to really look on their behavior and what kind of person they've become. A couple of SUVs drove through the neighborhood and they took that as an invasion of their space. Truly odd, and hopefully they are a reasonable enough person under all of the weird power high they've been huffing to realize they've gotten carried away and it's time to reel it way back. Why were they even trying to peer into the windows of people's guests anyways?" And one more commenter called yes and underscore said, "They're not sorry at all. That wasn't an apology. It was word salad for, whoops, I didn't hide my prejudices as well as I thought I did. They're still going to gossip and gawk at any outsiders that dare to ever walk the public streets in their neighborhood." Alright OP, I wanted to have a little bit of fun with this one myself, just like everybody in the comments was, so I drafted a letter to your HOA. It says, "Dear HOA, wow. Who knew the sight of a few black SUVs could send the entire neighborhood into a full-blown panic? Clearly, I failed to notify everyone that, for a brief time, you were all living in what might have been the safest place in the city. My guests, who shall remain unnamed for your own peace of mind, brought a level of enhanced security that, frankly, this neighborhood has never seen. You're welcome for that, by the way. Now, I completely understand that the sight of something as horrifying as tinted SUVs might have caused some heart palpitations, but trust me, you couldn't have been safer if the entire block had been wrapped in bubble wrap. Not only was my house secured, but the whole community was under direct surveillance. Every moment, every leaf that dared to blow out of place was being monitored. In fact, no potential threat within a 5-mile radius stood a chance. I'm sure you'll agree that further inquiries would be, well, unnecessary. Some things are just better left unexamined, if you catch my drift. So in the interest of everyone's safety and comfort, let's consider this matter settled. After all, we wouldn't want to draw unnecessary attention to something that was never a problem to begin with. Thanks again for your unwavering vigilance against vehicles. Warmest regards, a friend of the black SUV owners." I just love putting that high security spin on this one to make them think twice about anything that happens like this in the future. I want to point out a couple of things from the HOA's response email after they saw the Reddit post. They mention a couple of times in this follow-up email that their original email was, quote unquote, seen as alarmist, demeaning, and offensive. I'm focusing on the seen as part though, because this was mentioned at least twice in this email, And it leads me to believe that they're sorry for the way that their email seemed to be, but they're not sorry themselves for what they said. I mean, let's be honest, this response email really sounds like the HOA vice president went to their lawyer and said, I need to respond to this in the best way possible, so what should I do? Cause I have no idea, cause I don't have a conscience. If you enjoy daily Reddit stories, I encourage you to follow and add us to your favorites on whichever podcasting platform you enjoy the most. And if you're watching and listening on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video. It really helps us out. I thank you for watching and listening. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.